Hello gamers, this is DNH and welcome back to SkyBlock Quickcarpet. So today, I didn't want to start off over here, but we will get to that. I am over at my new Guardian farm. So, again, I'm not the best at building farms, so I looked up some tutorials and I found several of them that went into building a Guardian farm where the first step was clean out the whole ocean monument and drain the ocean. Basically, because I'm in SkyBlock, that was already done. So I looked at the ones that related to that. I figured, rates are usually pretty good on SkyBlock. It doesn't really matter that much. And I followed the one that seemed to be the most resource efficient and easiest, which was one by Iskal85, who's on the Hermitcraft server. And so this is what I ended up with. I had there's these two tanks here, which pretty much follows his design exactly. And then behind them, you can't really see it. I might walk over there. There is a third tank behind it. And as you can see, the rates are incredible. That center pipeline, the dark gray pipeline, is where they're falling down. Obviously, there are dolphins that are spawning in there and falling. That's kind of bad for the dolphins, I guess, but whatever. It doesn't really seem to do much. There are squid in there also, though, and that gives me ink sacs, which is pretty good, because obviously that's good for dark prismarine and for other things. So, yeah, I have this waiting area that I'm going to build up a little bit more, and then eventually, like, they kind of get stuck up there, as you can see. I might build another tank, and I have a space marked out where I can build another 3 tanks set up right here, and then a 2 tank setup right here, which I might or might not do. Obviously, the rates are pretty good. Now, this uses, there's soul sand in there and hull blocks, so it uses the bubbles to raise everything to the top, which has a little bit of a hit on performance. My computer's okay, but I sometimes do get a little bit better if I turn them down. And obviously, so there's the third tank right there. And then they go across there. Obviously, nothing spawns when I'm really this close. And you can see they kind of get stuck up in there a little bit. There's a slime chunk right here. So that's why this is kind of blocked off. And nothing spawns within this blue box except for the Guardians and obviously squid and dolphins and whatever. But anyway, so... But obviously, the rates on this thing are just incredible. You're seeing these things spawn and move up, just incredible amounts in all 3 tanks. I've been standing here for about 1 day cycle, and now what's about another half a day cycle. So if I come down here to this collection area, and again, I did a drop down for the other thing because I might eventually do that. But you see these guys are coming down here, and if I look, and honestly, this isn't even, I don't even think I was up there for a full day cycle the first time, but yeah, so I have all of this stuff goes into 4 chests, so boom, and then I'll come in here and I'll make those. And then do that. Boom. And there. Boom, boom, boom. Why not? And then there. Boom. And take some more of those. More of those. Why not? Just build some of that. Build some of these. Build some of those. Let's see more of. Boom. Actually, let me do those. And yeah, so full on that, full on that. Some more of those, some more of those. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then just tons and tons of fish. I'm going to have to move to cooking and eating cod as my fish. I mean, you see also in here, like how much raw cod is in here. Honestly, I now have 3 full of these shulker boxes. Plus, I have a full shulker box back at my main base area. Plus, I've already cooked a bunch. So I've gotten to the point where I'm just throwing this cod away, basically. Completely throwing it away. So, there you go. And, yep. And I obviously have a lot of, space for stuff to fill up in here and filter in. Now I'm gonna transport all of this stuff back to my main base. I've already transported some of the stuff back to my main base, but the more observant of you may have noticed that in my possession, I have an ominous banner. And up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see an effect. And if we turn that on, it's the Bad Omen effect. And it doesn't have any time frame. So here's the deal. Now, I'm not very good at this game, particularly in newer versions of this game. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to some stuff. So I was sitting over here, and I was waiting, watching stuff spawn and whatever, and I looked over here, and there was a guy with a crossbow and a banner walking around over here. So I said, oh, yeah, well, there's a guy, whatever. I'll take out my bow, pull it back and fire, boom, hit him a couple times. He died. That was apparently bad. So here's the thing with the Bad Omen. When I get near a villager, I think that starts a raid. I'm pretty positive. I looked it up. I think that starts a raid. So yeah, that's not great. I don't. So I only have villagers in my main base area, and I mean, they're inside, they're somewhat protected, I guess. I didn't really want to fight a raid, but I don't know that I have a choice. I think that I can drink milk to get rid of the Bad Omen, but I don't have any access to milk either, which is a big problem. And there are only right now 4 cows on the map. That's another thing that I had a commenter in one of my last videos. I mentioned that I was having problems with turtle spawning, and the commenter, and I really, this is a guy that's commented on a number of my videos. I really should actually look up his name. Hang on. So his name is Cogito Ergo Ludo. Cogito Ergo Ludo, I guess, is, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I'll put the comment up on the screen. He pointed out that my problem with spawning things was probably going to be that I have too much. I had a bunch of cows and sheep and pigs in the actual. There was I don't know if you saw him, but there's still the same stupid wandering trader out here. He's just never going to despawn because I don't spend time in the nether. Anyway, so I had too much stuff within the spawn chunks, and it was probably capping the passive mob cap. So that was absolutely valid. I don't know if that was the only problem with my spawning turtles. I spent a little bit of time out at the beach since then and haven't spawned anything, but yeah, not really that much time. I was just collecting a little bit more seaweed to try to make those bubble columns in the tanks. So that might. I mean, it's definitely, according to the internet, a thing that passive mobs within the spawn chunks is going to impact the mob cap, and so that was definitely great advice, and I really, really appreciate it. That's the wonderful thing about you guys and the commenters is, sharing knowledge. It's great because I would have never in probably a trillion years thought of that on my own. So I really appreciate that advice. And I'm pretty close to, in the next couple of episodes here, spawning, maybe even next episode, spawning a number of different mobs. I wanted to spawn some pandas, some foxes, and so that was going to be good advice whether or not the turtle spawns actually work. But yeah, so I cleared out a bunch of the grass, plus I was needing to take up some grass anyway because I'm going to spread grass in a couple other biomes, and I moved out. I killed all but 4 cows, 4 sheep, and 4 pigs, and moved them well outside. Well, I moved them outside of the spawn chunks. So, so yeah, that's where we're at. But they are not really accessible necessarily. By the time I get to where they are, I think that the raid will start. Now, question is it worth it to even try? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is come over here and get this sword, because this is a mending sharpness 4 sweeping edge 3 sword. Plus I have this infinity bow. So hopefully if there is a raid that starts, I will be able to defend it. It might be worth actually trying to get to the cows prior to getting within range of villagers. I am not entirely sure I can, but that is what I'm going to try to do, I guess. So, so I guess the only way to do that is I'm going to have to go to the beach area and then walk all the way back, because that is going to be the closest to where the cows are, and see if I can drink and remove the bad omen, because I really don't want to fight a raid if I don't have to. So yeah, that's kind of a long walk, so I think I will probably skip ahead to a little bit later after I have walked to where I need to get to. So approaching from the beach is completely the long way around. I've been walking for 2 or 3 minutes now to get over there and to work my way back. But this is the closest to the cows, so I might be able to reach it without spawning a raid. But also, if I do spawn a raid, and I'm not entirely sure how it works, but the closest villagers to where I'm going to be are going to be the ones in the Iron Golem farm. And maybe the fortunate thing there is there's no... Those villagers are trapped. They're boxed in with no doors inside of cobblestone and glass. So theoretically, they're protected. Now, they're not going to be able to spawn iron golems to protect themselves, because the iron golems are only going to spawn on top of the iron farm. And the other sites all have like a ton of iron golems and stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. So right here... this section over here is where I have the cows and all of the other animals right now. I'm trying to decide if I should call them. I mean, I don't have enough cobblestone on to call them my way out. I guess I could go all the way back to get cobblestone, but to the beach area. But and this is going to be close enough that I think it's going to spawn the raid. This is probably not going to work. Even there, if I pillared out and go all the way over, I still might be close enough by the time I get to the cows. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I mean, you know, what's the word? Whoa. Okay. I thought maybe something was there. I guess I just hit the button a little bit. What's the worst that can happen? Right now, I don't know if it might spawn raid over in the other area. Again, I don't play a lot with this, so... you can see I cleared out a bunch of the grass and stuff. Maybe that was good. I mean, maybe you were all hoping to see a raid today, but I was hoping not to. So, does this take it away? It does take it away. Okay. Yeah, I moved all the cats even and everything because I didn't know what contributed to the spawn cap. So, yeah, that might have worked. I'm still a little nervous. But I'm going to hang out around here and see. So yeah, I removed all of the grass to prevent new spawns. Now there's grass over by the one area, so it's not completely devoid of grass. So yeah, those guys are pinned in. I might have avoided it. I don't know. So yeah, this is those are the ink. These are the sea lanterns I've already moved over. You see dark prismarine, the prismarine brick, and the prismarine. So you see how much I already have over here. You saw how much I had in the shulkers. So yeah, that's a great collection. And yeah, I have this shulker box full, plus all of these 4 chests have already got, a bunch of cooked cod in it. So yeah, I mean, there's no raid progress bar. Good, excellent. I think the crisis has been averted. Now, yeah, there's grass over here, which can spawn passive mobs, and obviously a bunch of grass over here. And yeah, if I had come through my normal portal, obviously I would have come out over there. And there's grass over here a little bit. But yeah, so, I mean, it's not that passive mobs can't spawn. But yeah, so if I hit the box, like if it's within this big red box, that there's passive mobs, theoretically they could spawn, and you'll have seen that, yeah, this area over here, this is the smaller inner box basically, but yeah, you'll see that this box goes all the way over there. You can kind of see the red line way over there. So that included all of this space before, and so this was taking up a bunch of the spawn cap. And so I'm theoretically going to help that because I am going to try to spawn. So that goes to right here, and I have moved the animals outside of it. It's not crazy outside of it, but they shouldn't be loaded because they're not within the spawn chunks. So, okay, cool. I think I averted the crisis of the raid. Now I do need to, do things with pillagers and stuff, and ravagers and all of those things, but I was not really prepared to do that right now. And, realistically, I wanted to do that in a more controlled environment, so I am glad that I avoided that conundrum. I'm sorry if you were looking forward to the possibility of me fighting those, but yeah, I was not looking forward to it, so there we go. Okay, crisis averted. So, yeah, so Guardian Farm is going great. And I am still like looking around a little bit, just to make sure that nothing's going wrong here, with my my villagers. I don't see anything attacking anything. And I guess the benefit is that I have villagers over there, over here, over here, over there, over there. So ultimately, I wouldn't lose all of the villagers. I mean, some of them would be safe. I'm sure. But yeah, okay. I'm feeling pretty good that the crisis was averted. So the Guardian Farm is working spectacularly. I need to not kill random pillager captain guys, because that was dumb. And yeah, I'm going to start carting over. Now, I don't have any immediate uses or thoughts of what I'm going to use a bunch of prismarine stuff on, but I did want sea lanterns. It's always nice to have some additional lighting options, and obviously glowstone. Now, I've spent one of the things about that huge building that you saw. It took a lot of glass, which, I have to make cobble into sand and sand into glass. And there's some effort there, but not tons. But there are still a lot of things that I have to farm by hand manually. And one of the biggest ones was soul sand. So I have to make sand, and then I have to kill mobs by burning them on top of sand. It's really kind of a difficult. Well, it's not difficult, but it's very it's a kind of an involved thingamabob. So I did add this lever in here so that I can easily turn on a bunch of light. And then I come in here and get rid of any creepers, because creepers do not play well with being burned. They might explode. And so, I just kind of get rid of those. And then I'll come here. There's actually two, so I kind of try to separate them out, and then there we go. And then I'll set him on fire, and then same thing, I'll separate him and set him on fire. And then kill that guy. Kill that guy. I've gotten pretty good at doing this. And so, okay. And there you go. And set him on fire. Sets them all on fire. And there. And he was almost dead already because of, I think I hit him a couple times. And there we go. Same thing. So you'll see that those are now turned into soul sand. So I will usually have sand on me and be a little more efficient. But I just thought I'd show you this real quick. So then I'll come in and I'll say, okay, replace this, and break those back out. Same thing with this. Break those back out. Replace that. Break. And replace. And now I have 5 soul sand converted. And then I can turn these back off and, walk away for a distance and get soul sand. So, it's still a fairly manual process. Should I drink this other bucket of milk? I should probably have milk out there, actually. That might be smart to have at the Guardian farm in case I do something stupid again. But, one of the things that I would be, because I was spending more time over here, I was spawning more witches. There's a witches hut over in here. And so they spawn and use gravity. They walk toward pole blocks and use gravity to fall and come down here. And yeah, so I've been getting more witch drops, which is nice. They drop some nice stuff. They drop redstone, although I've been trading a lot of redstone with the clerics. So I'm doing a lot better on redstone, but they also drop glowstone. I don't have a lot of glowstone. And I think that's where I was going with that. So glowstone, other than torches and obviously lanterns with iron and stuff, is one of the few, and I have tons of iron now, so hey, fair enough. But glowstone is one of the few light sources, so I'm excited to be able to use sea lanterns as another light source. I think that's where I was going with that whole description. I think I've talked about farming the soul sand before, but that's fine. So there we go. Okay, I think I will keep at least 1 bucket, maybe 2 buckets of milk out at the Guardian farm, just in case I'm dumb again about it. But yeah, so now I have tons of these other resources. Let me put these sticks away. Stick. I have the gunpowder over here. And then most of the rest of the stuff is going to go over here. Trying to organize. Not the most organized thing, but I have plenty of spider eyes. Getting a good amount of redstone, like I said, and I have a pretty good source for that. Tons of bottles. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bottles. And then I'm doing okay on glowstone, but could always use more of it. But now with sea lanterns helping me out, and I have this wonderful ominous banner now. So, yeah. I need to return the 2 buckets to the beach, and then maybe I'll take a couple buckets of milk to to the Guardian farm. But I'm not going to do that on camera. So yeah, I am happy with the performance of the Guardian farm. I will say, like I said, that I might build up those other ones. I don't know that I need to. They're performing pretty quickly, but it might help to spread them out a little bit because they do kind of get stuck in that one funnel area. So having another set of tanks might, I'm sure it would produce more quickly having the two sets. But yeah, I don't see any kind of raid thing. So I'm assuming I'm in the clear. Obviously, these guys seem to be fine and they're not doing anything. Okay, you're okay. I guess I can come over here and check on, sorry, I run and jump. I guess I can come over here and check in the library. But I mean, everything looks okay. And the advantage over here is there's a lot of golems, I guess, like I said. Yeah. I mean, these guys look fine. Okay. You're keeping stuff protected, right, buddy? All right, good. So, yeah, so I'm excited about the Guardian farm. That's good. And I'm excited about spawning some more passive mobs. I am still working on the beach. I'm still trying to progress that. That's a pretty big project, but I do have plans for the next projects, and so I do want to get, I've gotten Guardians spawned, and I want to get all of the stuff kind of spawned, looked at. There's right over here on the other side of this big drowned farm is a tundra area, so that should spawn foxes. Over there is a jungle biome, so that should have, kind of way over there is jungle, so that should have pandas. I need parrots. There's a lot of stuff that I need to spawn and to play around with. I need an ice farm also. I guess in a cold biome or even just up high enough. I can make an ice farm. But yeah, there are so many things to do. Great. I'm really enjoying my time in SkyBlock. Hopefully you are too. I really like these weekly updates bringing you kind of the progress I made. I'm really happy with the Guardian farm and how that's turned out. That was, and I am personally happy that Crisis was averted with the raid. So, drinking milk will apparently remove Bad Omen. I don't see any raids, and I think we're safe. And this is kind of sad. I left it open because I planned I'm probably not going to return everything to here, honestly, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this area. We'll see. Another kind of thought I had is out over here, possibly outside of the red box that's over here. I might make a ranch type thing where it has the cows and the sheep and the pigs and stuff, kind of just outside of this red box or a little ways outside, kind of make a sprawling ranch type thing. And breed back up a bunch of the cows. Now I hadn't been really slaughtering the cows very recently. Now I had somewhat been shearing the sheep, so going down to 4 sheep was kind of a hassle. And I've had just 4 pigs for a long time. But honestly, the cows are not going to be a source of food with so much cod. Now, beef is much better than cooked cod, but but I'm not going to, I have so much cod that it's like, it's not worth, raising and slaughtering a bunch of cows for that difference. I'll just carry around a stack and replenish it whenever I need to. So anyway, all right. That's the update. That's where we're at. I am going to go. But as always, gamers, have a good evening, day, and night. Minecraft, time-lapse, mob traps, world maps, cat naps, rap tracks, perhaps. You'll tune in and watch the hijinks, and if you like, click the up and subscribe links.